Many rich people are feeling a new kind of worry these days. This worry is not about having too little money. Instead, they are worried about what other people think of their large amounts of money. This is a strange and uncomfortable feeling for many of them. They wonder if it is okay to show that they are rich. This concern is growing more common. Wealthy individuals are discussing it more often with their friends, their families, and even their therapists. It is a topic that seems to be on many of their minds. This new anxiety is a big change from how things used to be. In the past, many wealthy people enjoyed showing their success. They would buy big houses with many rooms. They would drive very fancy and expensive cars. They liked to wear designer clothes and sparkling jewelry, but now some of them are starting to hide these expensive things. They do not want everyone to see how much wealth they have. They are afraid of negative reactions from the public. This fear is making them behave in new and more cautious ways. The phrase, "eat the rich," has become more common. This phrase shows that some people are very angry with wealthy individuals. They believe it is not fair for a small number of people to have so much money. This is especially true when many other people are struggling to pay their bills. This kind of talk makes rich people feel nervous. They don't want to become a target for this anger or resentment, so they try to make their wealth less obvious. They hope that by not showing off, people will not be as critical of them. This is more than just trying to be modest or humble. It is also different from quiet luxury. Quiet luxury was a trend where rich people bought expensive items that were not flashy. These items did not scream, "I am rich." Now the situation is different. Wealthy people are actively trying to appear as if they have less money than they do. They want to avoid judgment from society. They are concerned about what people might say online or in person. Some even worry about their safety if they are seen as too wealthy. This is leading to big changes in how they live their lives. Therapists who have very rich clients are noticing these changes. Clay Cockrell is one such therapist. He works with people who have a lot of money. He says his clients are doing things to hide how rich they are. For example, a client might own a very expensive handbag, like a famous Birkin bag. In the past, she might have carried it everywhere, but now she chooses to leave it at home. She doesn't want to show it off in public. They are also putting away their expensive jewelry. They feel it is wiser not to display these signs of wealth so openly. It is not just about small personal items like bags and jewelry. Rich people are also changing bigger things like how they travel and what cars they drive. Mr. Cockrell shares that some of his wealthy clients are now driving older cars. Instead of a brand new shiny sports car like a Lamborghini, they might choose to drive a Toyota that is 10 years old. They do this so that people will not pay so much attention to their wealth. They are also posting less information and fewer pictures on social media sites. They do not want to show off their fancy vacations or expensive restaurant meals. They are trying to be much more private. One man who has a lot of money gave an example of this. He owns about $15 million worth of property in Florida. He said that he and his wife are choosing not to go on big expensive vacations right now. They are also not spending a lot of money on other luxury things. He explained that it is not because they cannot afford these things. They have enough money. They are choosing to spend less because they do not want to make other people feel bad. They also do not want to draw too much attention to themselves and their lifestyle. They believe it is better to be discreet. People who sell expensive things like luxury real estate agents are seeing this trend too. An agent who works in the tri-state area, which includes places like New York City and its surroundings, has noticed a shift. Her wealthy clients are keeping their cards closer to the chest. This is an expression that means they are being more secretive and careful about their money. The agent said that showing off a lot of wealth is frowned upon in the current climate. This is because many people in society are worried about their own financial situations. So, rich people feel it is not the right time to display their riches. Certain events that happened recently have made these feelings of worry even stronger for wealthy individuals. One specific event that caused a lot of fear among rich people was the shooting of a chief executive officer of a large company. This serious incident happened in December, most likely in December of 2024. When something violent like this occurs to a prominent wealthy person, it makes other wealthy people feel less safe. They start to worry that they or their families could also become targets of anger or violence. News like this spreads quickly and increases their anxiety. Another event that added to their concerns was a big political gathering. At a recent presidential inauguration, many billionaires were seen publicly with former President Trump. This event received a lot of media attention. Some members of the public saw this display and it increased their negative feelings about very rich people. They felt it showed that the wealthy have too much influence in politics or are too close to power. This kind of public display can make the eat the rich sentiment grow stronger. Wealthy individuals noticed this public reaction and it made them even more uneasy about showing their wealth. Catherine Fox is a financial advisor who specializes in helping people who have inherited large amounts of money. She herself is an inheritor of wealth. Ms. Fox says that many younger people who receive wealth this way often feel a sense of guilt. They also experience fear related to their money. They possess so much, yet they see many serious problems existing in the world, like poverty or climate change. They often struggle with how they can use their wealth in a meaningful and positive way. These complex feelings are a common challenge for her clients who have inherited fortunes. Because of these unique challenges, Ms. Fox started her own company. It is called Sunny Branch Wealth. She created it to help wealthy people, especially inheritors, deal with these specific kinds of problems and anxieties. She understands from personal experience that having a lot of money can bring its own type of stress. This stress is not about not having enough money. Instead, it's about what to do with the money, how it will affect their lives, and how other people will perceive them. She works to help them navigate these complicated emotions. She also gives them advice on charitable giving, which can also be a complex area to manage. The way that the general public feels about rich people and their wealth changes over time. Mr. Cockrell, the therapist mentioned earlier, explains that these feelings go in cycles. Sometimes society looks up to wealthy people. During these periods, being rich is often seen as a good goal to aspire to. People might view the wealthy as very successful and smart. Wealth becomes something that many people dream of achieving for themselves. They might read magazines about rich lifestyles or follow wealthy people on social media for inspiration. This aspirational view of wealth was common for many years. However, right now we seem to be in a different part of that cycle. Currently, many people view great wealth as a problem, or even as something bad. Mr. Cockrell says that this current period of negative sentiment feels similar to other difficult times. He compares it to the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. He also says it feels like the Great Recession, which was a time when many people lost their jobs and faced financial hardship. In those times, public anger towards the rich was also high. Now, some people even believe that you cannot be a billionaire without being a criminal. This is a very strong and negative view of wealth. This fear of public judgment and anger can also have negative effects on the wealthy people themselves. Mr. Cockrell expresses concern that if rich people hide away too much, they will become more isolated from the rest of society. They might avoid participating in their local communities. If they become too isolated, they might feel less connected to societal problems and less responsible for helping to solve them. He believes it is important for wealthy individuals to engage with their communities directly. This engagement should be more than just donating money. It should involve real, personal connections and participation. It is important to note that not all rich people are hiding their wealth. Some continue to live very openly and display their riches. These individuals are generally not the ones who are seeking therapy from people like Mr. Cockrell because of anxiety about their money. Being very wealthy can sometimes create a distance between individuals and the everyday concerns of others. Some studies have suggested that having a lot of money can potentially reduce a person's ability to feel empathy for others. This current trend of wealthy people hiding their affluence has broader implications for how our society functions and how different economic groups understand or misunderstand each other.